Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. We're going to talk about hormones, hormone imbalance, and how it can affect your health with Leesa Innenbach of Body Shapes Medical. Leesa, before we do, we had a phone call, and I asked you, I said, can you address this? You said, certainly. About cost. Right. Because I think there's no question. We saw Anne-Marie. We've seen a number of your clients on this show. It works. Hands down, it works. There's no question, and it's safe.
Right.
Let's talk cost a little bit.
My biggest thing would be do not let cost get in the way of your health, first of all. I mean, think about the money that you spend on everything. You do maintenance on your car. You do maintenance on your house. You should do maintenance on yourself.
Benefit.
Don't be afraid to, to take care of yourself and spend money on yourself. Now, that being said, is it cheap? Absolutely not. The programs start, the HCG, I'm talking here, start at $3.99, but we have plenty of payment options.
That's not that bad. I was $3.99 really?
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It goes up from there. It kind of depends on what program that you choose. But again, consults are free, so it can't hurt to come in and get a consult and go over everything, which program fits you best. There's health savings account that you use. I mean, everybody can get, if you have a health savings account, it's towards the end of the year that Anne-Marie just mentioned, use up those dollars. Everybody's health savings account goes through. There's also insurance codes that we can give you. It's CPT codes. You can turn it into your insurance.
Payment plans.
Right. You might get reimbursed.
Sure.
We have in-house payment plans, and we also have something called Care Credit, which is 0% interest, for 6 months, so that you can pay it off that way. So come on in. There's definitely an option for you. We do not want cost to get in the way of your health.
All right. If you're feeling a little tired, your energy levels are down, maybe your libido is down as well. Family show, I'll be careful, but let's talk hormones.
Hormones. I love to talk hormones. Hormones are very, very important preventative medicine, and that's what I really want to focus on today, okay? Do you really want to spend your money on sick care? Because one way or other, you are going to spend money on health care. Do you want to spend it on sick care or well care? Does that make sense? Do you want to spend your money going to the doctor getting cholesterol medications, getting diabetes medications, getting, all these doctor's visits that you're feeling bad because most doctors don't treat you until you're into a crisis situation? Or do you want to prevent those type of things? Do you want to spend your dollars preventing those type of things? And oh, by the way, you're going to feel amazing while you're doing it.
All right, let's look at some of the symptoms of hormone. It makes perfect sense. Right. Hormone imbalance symptoms real quickly. And if you would, please, go over some of those. Now, I think, a lot of people will say, well, this is due to aging or inactivity. But no, you know what? If you can slow down the aging process, I think we would all agree this is something that if we can do it, let's do it.
Definitely.
If we can feel better, if we can look better, okay. So go over those symptoms if you would.
Absolutely. If you have weight gain, decreased sex drive, testosterone definitely can increase that. Fatigue, trouble sleeping, anxiety and depression, less energy overall, more forgetful, hot flashes, hair loss, dry skin and hair, night sweats, irritability. I mean, and we don't just look at the three common ones, testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. There's all kinds of hormones going on in your body. We're going to look at the full picture. There's thyroid, there's vitamin D, there is melatonin. There's a whole gamut of things that we look at that your doctor probably doesn't look at. I get this asked all the time. Well, isn't my doctor looking at these things? No, your doctor's not treating these things. And even if your doctor does look at these things, guess what he's going to say? Okay, John, I don't know how old you are, but you're 45 years old and your testosterone level is X, you should feel fine. But doctor, I don't feel fine. My energy levels are low, my muscle mass isn't the same. Why don't I feel good like I did in my 20s? Well, I don't know, John, you're 45 and this is where you should be. Let's optimize that. Yeah. Let's get your level back up to where you were when you were 20 years old.
Yeah, that's old school thinking, isn't it?
Exactly. And they're just not trained like we are. I mean, we just got back from a conference, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. Our whole medical team went. I mean, there's study after study after study that shows everybody, it's the big scare with, oh my gosh, hormones and cancer. Don't be afraid of that. Study after study after study shows it actually prevents that cancer rate. It actually decreases your cancer rate. Vitamin D alone can decrease your cancer rate by 50%. Men that have a history of prostate cancer, you should be increasing your testosterone level. That decreases your chance for prostate cancer. It really, really does. And a lot of people just have a misconception that hormones can cause cancer.
Well, I know you guys are state of the art, and I know you and Ted attend a lot of seminars, so
Absolutely.
I know you know exactly what's going on medically, and that is important. Let's talk about a few. I'm going to give you a quick checklist and see if you recommend or not. Over-the-counter drugs, melatonin. Do you recommend it?
Over the counter you have to be really, really careful with because everything that we get is from a compound pharmacist. How do do you know that melatonin has been sitting on the shelf for 60, 90, 100 days? You don't know. Everything that we get is compounded in a pharmacy and shipped to us pretty much within a week. So we know it's been made. It's been right there in our made in our compound pharmacist and then shipped to us. So you really do want to be careful with some of the over-the-counter things. And I'm not saying that over-the-counter this stuff is all bad. There are some stuff that we will actually recommend. Oh, go get that over-the-counter. It's okay. But for the most part, you want to do things that are made from a compound pharmacist.
All right, we'll go over more of these supplements, more about hormones, and your phone calls are welcome. 571-5263. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens. Elvis is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.